Hey everybody, it's me again, bringing it to you live from Jerusalem. What's up? Today I want to talk to you guys about an article written by Aljazeera, and the title reads "The Vulnerability of Palestinian Women in Israel." Now, from economics to health to venturing into public spaces, Palestinian women feel their security is often at risk. Now, I want to go over this article with you guys and see what it says and see if there's any truth to what they're saying. I think twice before going out to Tel Aviv. I calculate how long the trip is, how long it will take, what the route is, said Saswan Kurdi, a 53-year-old mother of six from Jaffa. Now, for those of you who don't know, Jaffa is a city that's located right next to Tel Aviv. They're so close that they are like one huge metropolitan area. And I think that Jaffa is the perfect example of coexistence between Israelis and Arabs. There are not a lot of conflicts there, if any at all. They live together better than what they do here in Jerusalem, where the numbers are bigger. So, yeah. We're talking about traditional women with a headscarf, she added. If you get on a bus, they might ask you to leave, or they might try to take your scarf off. Now listen. I use public transportation every day to get to school, to get to work, to get to my house. And I've been doing this since I could remember myself. Not only in Jerusalem, but in Tel Aviv too, and actually all over Israel. I've used public transportation as a soldier, and I'm still using it now as a student. Let me tell you, if there's any discrimination on public transportation, if there's any discrimination at all, it's not between Israelis and Arab women, but between secular Jews and ultra-Orthodox Jews. You can go on a bus that goes through an ultra-Orthodox neighborhood in Jerusalem and see the guys sitting in front while seeing the women sitting back. Now that's discrimination. That's what you see. But Arab women getting their hijabs or their scarves yanked off, I mean, that's probably just like one case. That's not what happens here, all right? Arabs and Israelis go together, ride together the bus every day, and you never hear these kinds of stories. I mean, obviously, you'll always have those kids, those hooligans, those punks that'll just do whatever they want, but it's not a common occurrence here in Israel, all right? So calm down. Saswan, a Palestinian with Israeli citizenship, said that health clinics in Jaffa are far too few to serve the needs of the population, so she travels to Tel Aviv for this purpose. But although the city is only a short distance by bus, she tries to avoid the trip unless absolutely necessary. So I don't understand. This is funny to me. She says that there are not enough clinics in Jaffa, so she has to drive all the way to Tel Aviv, which is such a short trip. I mean, it's not even funny. I can't take this seriously. So I don't understand how few clinics have anything to do with her being Palestinian or Arab or whatever. There's a shortage of clinics everywhere in Israel. Okay, everywhere. Even here in Jerusalem, there's a shortage. Has absolutely nothing to do with her being Palestinian. So I don't know what what this article tried to say by inserting that, but whatever. So there's this survey by the Knesset that says that Palestinian women are by far the most vulnerable group in the Israeli population. The survey conducted in February and released in March found that overall women's sense of personal security was lower than men's. Yeah, let's try seeing them in Iran or Saudi Arabia. How about that? It divided the Israeli population into four groups: Israeli-born Jewish citizen, Russian immigrants, Haredi, which is ultra-Orthodox, and Arabs. Among women, Arabs were found to feel the least secure, with 73% of Palestinian women fearing discrimination due to their identity, followed by Haredi women at just over 30%. Now, this is really weird to me because I mean, Haredi women, they don't feel discriminated against because they live in their own little neighborhoods and they barely ever, go to Tel Aviv. They barely go out. They barely do anything in secular communities and neighborhoods. So I don't understand that. Palestinians, 73% of Palestinian women fearing discrimination due to their identity. Palestinians are not Israeli Arabs. There are two different things. I would like to think that Palestinians, first of all, that the Palestinians that come to Israel, that are allowed to come into Israel, I don't think they could ever be discriminated against because we can't tell the difference between them and Arab and Israeli Arabs. Now, I can show you what's happening in every university and every college in Israel, where we coexist, we go to the same parties, we go to the same lunches, we go to the same coffee houses, we go to the same, we shop at the same malls, we do everything together, especially in Jaffa, especially in Jerusalem. Okay, you can just stroll down the old city or just take a walk 5 minutes in Jerusalem and you'll see that we get along fine. I don't know if you guys know this, but 24 women, or should I say girls, took part in terror attacks in the last 7 months in Israel. Most of them being girls, not even women, walking around with scissors and knives in their purses looking for people to stab. So I can kind of understand why they would feel all of a sudden being discriminated against. I mean, I think it's the most natural thing. Okay, when you're walking around in public and you're always constantly looking over your shoulder because you're scared that you're going to get attacked. And I'm not trying to be a crybaby. I'm not trying to be manipulative. It's just how it is. So I mean, I think it's pretty natural that's how our behavior will become after 7 months of a wave of terror that's been hitting Israel. While 30% of men and women overall said that fears of arrest or interrogation have affected their sense of personal security, the number rose to 79% among Arab women, who were also the group most afraid of being harmed because of their appearance. Now, again, while 30% of men and women overall said that fear of arrest or interrogation has affected their sense of personal security. Listen, this last wave of terror that struck Israel, I mean, you have women in hijabs and you have Arab young men walking around Jerusalem, walking around Jaffa, walking around everywhere. You see them in malls, you see them in colleges, you see them in universities, you see them everywhere, and that's okay. I love that. I love that we can live together, and I love the same the fact that we shop at the same places, we eat at the same restaurants. I love that, but you still have border patrol and soldiers who stop Arabs that look suspicious. I mean, what do you expect? We have to have the right to protect our citizens. And if stopping a person and asking for his ID and looking through his bag is what it costs, then I'm all for it. I mean, what can you do? There is no alternative. There is no alternative. And we're not doing it because we're racist. We're not doing it because we hate them. It's just something that we need to do, because if we don't do it, and if one Arab terrorist walks around Jerusalem and says, "Hey, nobody's checking me out. Hey, nobody's stopping me and checking my bag. Hey, nobody's looking, frisking me," then I mean, he'll just get it in his head to walk around, the next day and go stab other people. I mean, that's our fucking reality. You can't do anything about it. It has absolutely nothing to do with hatred. Again, in my college, you have hundreds of Arabs with hijabs and Arab men, and we study together and we laugh together and we eat together and we go out together. All right? I have a couple in my class and we all love each other. But when you walk around in Jerusalem and you see, a police officer, you see a soldier stopping, some young girl, and again, 24 young girls took part in terror attacks in Jerusalem and all around Israel. And when they stop them, it's not because they hate them. They stop them because they have reason to be suspicious, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm fine with that. Not 100%. Not 100%. I admit it. But what else can you do? We have a right to protect ourselves. So let's go on. Quote again, in Jaffa we feel safe. It is our home, said Safa Yunus, the founder of Eris al-Bahar, a center that works to empower Palestinian women in Jaffa, which is awesome. Keep going. I mean, great. But most women don't feel comfortable going out, especially older women, those who don't work outside the house. I heard stories of women being verbally abused, or someone might try to pull their hijab. Obviously in Jaffa they feel safe because, I mean, I think it's the majority is Arab. But, I mean, most women don't feel comfortable going out, especially older women. I mean, come on. We're not fucking animals, that pull older women's hijabs off. I mean, give me a fucking break. You come here to Jerusalem, with the numbers are much higher than they are in Jaffa. All right? People here still stand up for older Arab women on the bus and on the tram. Okay? So, I mean, go to the market. All right? Go to the Ben Yehuda market. All right? You see a bunch. You see tens and hundreds of old, Arab women walking around with their groceries, and I mean, we're coexisting. We're living together, relatively. All right. So I mean, this is probably like 1-2 cases, but I mean, this article is, it's out to make Israel look like they're suffering here, and nothing short of what the Jews went through, in Germany right before the Holocaust. So, I mean, give me a fucking break, all right? This is not how things are going on here in Israel, all right? I heard stories of women being verbally abused. I mean, so am I. I'm also verbally abused every time I leave the house. So fucking what? All right? I mean, someone trying to pull their hijab. I mean, I've been on public transportation for more than 10 to 15 years, okay? Never have I witnessed something like that. Never have I seen something like that. It's probably just, a rare occurrence. You don't have to make an article out of it. Anyway, this article by Aljazeera kind of drew you guys a false reality here in Israel. You can see these pictures showing you that we live peacefully, especially with the Israeli Arabs. They work at our restaurants, they work at our bars, they study with us in our colleges and universities, they go out with us. I have more than a couple of Arab friends, and we do coexist most of the time. We do live together. We're very much alike. That's the crazy thing. We're so much alike as Israelis and Arabs. We're so alike. We like the same foods. We like a lot of the same music, Middle Eastern music. I mean, we love hookahs, but I mean, saying that Arab women feel afraid and riding on the bus and being verbally attacked, and I mean look at our reality, right? I mean, look at, if you're watching me from the United States, if you were walking around and I don't know, the Chinese were walking around killing you guys, and only everybody else but Chinese, sorry. But I mean, if you had the Chinese, not that I have anything against Chinese people, I'm just giving an example. But if you, like, the Chinese or the Hispanic population goes out and commits crimes, I mean, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna stop more Chinese and more Hispanic? I guess so. I mean, I would like to think so. If not, then you guys have a problem with your security. This article is not 100% true. Yes, obviously there is some discrimination against Arab women, like there is discrimination against gays, like there's discrimination against ultra-Orthodox women. I mean, I don't even think that's true, but whatever. Like there's discrimination against anyone who's not the norm, I guess. But the story that the picture that they tried to draw from this article is, I think it's a little exaggerated. And I mean, I'm here in Jerusalem, the city with like the biggest, population of Arabs and Jewish Israelis together in Israel. So, and I don't feel a lot of that, a lot of what's written here. Anyway, I got a new Facebook page open. I hope you guys go in, check it out for updates, like it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I got a new Twitter account. I would love for you guys to keep up with everything that's going on. And I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.